come on, lovey. Mummy's saying your voice will break out, okay?
I'm not sorry, Mummy.
Okay. Well, Monkey, you had a story already.
Getting into this character, it's really interesting that, you know, you actually are playing lots of different characters. What is that like? Because it seems really daunting to the layman.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I guess as an actor, like for me, it's a dream. You know, it's unlike any kind of challenge I've ever had. You know, it's you know, different dialects, it's different physicalities, it's you know, different socioeconomic kind of statuses as well. So it's kind of, it's a really interesting like character study for me. It's a dream. You know, I get to kind of break down all these different women and who have complete different upbringings, different lives, but there's something kind of that ties them all together. You know, obviously they all look exactly the same. So physically I can work with, you know, certain things, but it's like, it's more about, for me, it's more about their worldview, what makes them different. You know what I mean? Where they come from makes them so different. How much money they have, if they have a family to protect, that kind of stuff. So it's yeah, it's really fun.
When you went into audition, was there anything in particular that stood out for you that you wanted to bring to this performance and the characters?
I wanted to be as bold with the kind of differences in these women as I possibly could, really define them and not chicken out, because there's a big fear of, you know, falling on my face. There's a lot of room for mistakes in this, you know. So yeah, I just really wanted to commit. That was the big thing that I had to bring into the audition room, because if I'm not going to commit to all these different characters, then it's just going to be watery, you know what I mean? Right. So for me, that was the exciting thing. Sarah as a character is completely fascinating. I was obsessed with her when I read her on the page. Like, I love her. I love her so much, and she's so intricate, and there's so much to play there. But then, you know, the others have complete different lives from her. So for me, going into the audition, I just wanted to commit to the fun too of being able to play all these different people.
Right.
Getting the chance to play all these different people. That was what it was. Because I have so much fun doing this at home, but then it was like, okay, put it up in front of people, and that was scary but exciting too.
What about the fact that, you know, stepping into this, there's the whole idea of, I guess it's a mix of drama, sci-fi. Did you get a feeling for, I guess, which wins out? Do you feel there's more drama, more?
You know what? It doesn't. I mean, as much as it is the sci-fi genre, it doesn't feel like a sci-fi show. Like it's kind of, I want to say, a genre bender.
That's cool.
It kind of, you know, like In Bruges is kind of an interesting movie as far as breaking all the definitions of what a movie has to be, kind of, or what a genre film has to be. Seven Psychopaths did it as well. That director just kind of does it really nicely, you know, keeps you guessing. And I think that's what's cool about this writing too, is that it never goes, okay, we're a sci-fi show, so that's the world we live in. It's like, it's drama, it's sci-fi, it's completely wacky and comedic, and then it's very raw and real and human. And that's what I love about, I think all of the characters kind of have a world that they live in, and somehow these very diverse worlds find a common universe. Does that make sense? Like it's its own universe entirely, the Orphan Black kind of series, but yeah, but I think that's what's so exciting about it, is that you can't kind of get comfortable and sit back and turn off.
Right.
You have to engage, because it's not like a spoon-feedy kind of show. It challenges the viewer, I think.
That's cool.
You know, yeah. Keeps you guessing. There's questions all the time, so, yeah.
And in terms of could you sum up, I guess, what you would say, what Sarah is about, what Beth is about?
So Sarah, when we first see her, is coming back from a life that she abandoned for a while. She's coming back to a life that she abandoned for a while. She's got a daughter who's with her foster mother, Mrs. S., and Sarah's kind of run away for about 10 months and has been living rough, been living on the streets, been trying to make ends meet in a kind of really crappy relationship, and is now trying to come back to the world that she belongs in and make good and be a good mother. And she doesn't meet Beth, but she sees Beth and witnesses Beth's suicide, and this woman looks exactly like her, and the first thing Sarah thinks is, awesome, I can use this, and which isn't necessarily the most moral impulse, but I think that's where Sarah lives. She's kind of a hustler, and she's a survivor, and so she sees this and takes it as an opportunity to make some money, to get on with her life, but really it pulls her deeper into a mystery that she wasn't expecting. And I think the way she sees Beth's life is the way we see Beth's life, and it looks on the outside as really great, like perfect. She's got a beautiful house, she's got this hot boyfriend, like she's kind of got it all together. But the more Sarah gets to know Beth's true life, the more empathy she feels for her. Obviously, Beth killed herself. There's something there, you know what I mean? And the more Sarah gets to know the real Beth by being her, the more she understands the struggle of Beth's life and has empathy for her. And I think that brings her closer to who she is, her being Sarah. Like, bring Beth, the empathy that Sarah feels for Beth brings Sarah closer to her true self.
Right. Now, in terms of relationships, would, I was speaking to Jordan about, Felix and the relationships with Sarah.
Yeah.
What would you say, how do you think that Sarah feels about Felix?
I think Felix is he's her foster brother, but they're blood. As far as they're both concerned, they've been together through everything. They grew up together. They've caused trouble together. They've been brats together. They've hated each other. They've loved each other. They've done everything that siblings have done. And I think other than Kira, he's Sarah's entire heart. Her whole desire in life is to run away with Felix and Kira. So everything is motivated by that. And so Felix for her is somebody she defends, somebody she uses, somebody she loves and hates. And so, he's like a sibling. So yeah, it's a really cool relationship. It's really well written. It's not, pat. It's not sentimental either, which is really great.
Now, I'm also wondering about your, there's obviously a bit of action in this. What's been like jumping into that? Because I'm guessing you don't have a lot of experience.
Why would you say I didn't have experience with action? Because I'm sitting here like this. Yeah, this is kind of the first action-y stuff as I kick over my water bottle like a dork. Yeah, this is the first kind of foray into action-ish stuff I've gotten to do. And yeah, the cool thing about it is that it doesn't feel like action because it's always motivated by something very human. You know what I mean? So I can kind of wrap my head around it in that way. I'm not just like jumping off of buildings or like, doing cool gun shootouts like for no reason. It's always motivated by something really, really character driven, and that's ultimately how I see it, So as far as the action stuff goes, I just throw myself into it as much as I can and hope that it defends the character and doesn't just look cool or whatever, you know what I mean? Sarah doesn't necessarily know how to fight perfectly, or you know what I mean? Like,
of course.
She's just as lost as I am in that whole thing, so that was, but at the same time, she's grown up on the streets, and so she's got a physical awareness and a physical presence and groundedness that was something I really wanted to work on.
Cool. And last question is, what's the coolest thing then you've gotten to do on this show that
action-wise?
Action or whatever,
There's never a boring day. Like, there's never a boring day. Today we're doing some, like, kind of low-key, intimate scene work, which is really wonderful and so challenging. I'm working with Maria, and that's like just a huge treat. And Jordan, and I get to work with Skylar, who's Kira, and that's just amazing. And I don't know, I just, there's something new and exciting every day on this show. I've never come to set and been like, great, we have to do this thing. Like, it's always exciting.
You don't need coffee.
I do need coffee, but that's my own problem. But the clone scenes, getting to do more than one person in a scene as a challenge is a weird technical nightmare / the coolest thing ever, And then when I get to work with other people actually in scenes is always nice. I don't know. It's just fun. Anytime I come, like I've just got constant source of adrenaline because I'm always shifting characters, and it's literally a dream job for that reason. I don't think I could ever get bored of this show.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.